As I sit here next to my Jeep up in the Sierra Nevada, I feel so incredibly grateful. Today is a work day, and instead of sitting behind a desk, I'm next to a warm fire watching the snow gently fall onto the cedars around me. See, the average person spends almost 15,000 hours a year working a slave to their jobs. But with the advent of Tesla's Starlink, this traditional notion was totally uprooted, and with it opened up an entire world of opportunity. This video is about me seizing it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we are above Shaver Lake area, basically east of Fresno, at about 6,000 feet in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. While the skies are clear right now, the moon is out, the stars are out, and it looks gorgeous. I can feel the temperatures are dropping. They're starting to get some cloud cover coming in, and in the middle of the night, it is supposed to start dumping snow, and will do so all through the afternoon. Pretty standard trip for me, right? Well, there's a catch on this one. See, this week, I am at home the entire week during a virtual leadership class online. Today's Wednesday, so Monday and Tuesday, I sat on my couch for 8 hours just sitting there listening to lectures. But today, after the lectures, I thought, why the heck would I go through another day of this when I have this at my disposal, which is the Starlink Mini. I am in a nice clear piece of sky here. We're going to see how this actually fares in this snowstorm. I can't miss this class, so I'm going to definitely test it before the class starts tomorrow morning. But here's the thing. The class starts at 5:30 in the morning. What that means for me for tonight is I'm going to get everything that I need to get a work setup up in the iCamper, so that way I'm squared away. I can just wake up, enjoy my nice cup of coffee, and sit through the class there, enjoying a nice winter snowstorm as I'm sitting there on my laptop. All right, so I got everything moved up here, got the Jeep buttoned up, so I'll just give you a quick rundown of kind of how I'm setting everything up. So here is the main door of the iCamper. I have the Iceco PB1000 sitting here with my laptop charger. That my laptop will be powered off this, as well as the Starlink Mini. My plan is with this antenna is I'm literally just going to route it right down there and set it on the hood of my car. There's a relatively open view of the sky where I parked. I picked the campsite just to make sure that I would have a pretty unobstructed view, so I'll end up probably testing this real quick before I go to bed just to make sure that I'm good to go for the morning, but I think that should work out all right. Otherwise, I have my camera gear, a propane tank, and the Mr. Heater Buddy in case it gets cold enough to need it. To be honest, right now I'm actually super comfortable in just a flannel and some pants, so I'll have it ready to go. I'm sure I'll need it when I wake up. Just to kind of thaw everything out. So I'll probably wake up about 30 minutes early in order to get that running. Otherwise, I have my laptop. I brought just a couple of snacks. I've really already eaten dinner, and then just some clothes. I have to be up in like 5 hours, so I'm going to wolf this down. By the way, shout out to Greg, Trail Newbie, because this is actually his unit here. This thing is actually really cool. I've actually never seen one in person. Super thin. And for those of you who don't know, it's basically a built-in router as well as antenna in one. So this thing will broadcast the Wi-Fi signal that I need to connect to, as well as obviously communicate with the satellites. Give you a super long cord. I mean, this thing's probably 20 to 30 feet long. Again, it's a weather sealed connector. I don't know if the camera can pick that up very well, but weather sealed, so that way this can be out in the snow and I don't have to worry about water penetrating it. Otherwise, I'm going to hook rig a new antenna, but hopefully that doesn't come up. Now, I don't know if it matters which way it goes, but it literally just lays flat. So I'm going to lay it flat down here, and we'll give it a shot. All right, we'll see if that works. All right, so I just plugged it in. It's reading 42 watts, and the battery's telling me I have 20 hours to empty. It's a really cool feature that my Blue Yeti doesn't have. So nice job there with IceCo. I was told it takes about 5 minutes to fully connect, so I'm going to pull out the phone app here, and we'll see what we can find. Oh, look at that. Trail Newbie Starlink Mini. Can't tell you guys the password though. All right, I'll show you guys the speed test here. So I mean, this thing's ripping at 140-ish. Last time I got 200 megabits per second, which is pretty wild for how small this thing is. And right now, it's only drawn 34 watts. I video called my wife as well just to make sure that everything was looking good, and I think we are all set. So I'm going to eat the last of my Big Kid Lunchables here. I think I am going to call it a night. I will see you guys bright and early in the morning. Well, we're taking a couple minute break, so I thought I would just catch up with you guys. Starlink's working, to be honest, pretty dang well for all things considered. It was spotless service-wise until it started snowing, the wind started blowing, and then I've noticed I'll drop out of the connection here every once in a while, or people will get a little jittery. Thankfully, the web app that we're using automatically reconnects me, so it's really been pretty seamless from that matter. I have turned off my video just to try to help the stream, but there's like over 30 people in here streaming the video, and for the most part, it's hanging on just fine. I went and turned the heater on the Starlink app. It's supposed to be automatic, which I'm sure it would work just fine, but I figure if I start preheating it, maybe it'll get ahead of any kind of issues I have with snow building up on the panel. Speaking of snow, it has definitely started snowing out here. You can see we've got a nice blanket already. Really gorgeous outside. The Starlink is sitting up now on that stump right there, and I moved it just because the app said that it had some obstructions. It's nice and cold outside. It's, I think, the low 20s, so the snow's sticking really well. And my buddy who's down the hill about 40 miles to the west of me said it is dumping rain, which means up here we should be expecting a good amount of snow. So yeah, I'm going to finish out this class until lunch break, and I will meet with you guys outside the Jeep. All right, so I have made the transition outside. It's way colder out here than it is up in the tent. I think it's probably in the low 20s right about now. I just put the awning out, and my hope is that I can transition my laptop setup and battery down here so that I can start making a fire, get lunch, and that kind of thing. It's awesome being up in the tent, but I need to get my stove out. I want to get a fire cooking, and so eventually I just got to rip the Band-Aid off. It's coming down really steady. It's probably already snowed about 1.5 inches, and it really just picked up in like the last hour. I mean, when I woke up this morning, the ground was totally dry, and I was a little worried that maybe the forecasters were wrong, but it is definitely coming down like they said it would, and it'll be going for a couple more hours. So I think this is a perfect day to get a nice warm fire going, warm cup of coffee, and get some breakfast. Let's get to it. Just that. What is ethically right in states like All right, everybody, that is going to be a wrap for today's video. I got the Jeep all packed up, got the Starlink put away. Man, did it perform flawlessly. If you have a friend that has a Starlink or you have it yourself, I highly encourage you, instead of working at home, like, come up to the woods. Find yourself, even if it's not in the snow, just find yourself a little private spot, set up a nice fire, and work from there, because it was incredibly peaceful and way better than just sitting at home on the couch. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Kevin with Rhino Off Road, and I will see you on the next one.